Hey guys, Dave Keller here with Market Misbehavior. I post a lot of videos on YouTube with my Market Misbehavior channel, also my work with Stock Charts TV. And it's funny, with most videos, I will get a lot of thumbs up on a YouTube video, supportive of what I do. But when I have something with a market-oriented hypothesis, when I say something about whether I think the market's going to go up or down, I find that if I post something that's a little more bearish, I tend to get more thumbs down. So what is up with the additional thumbs down for bears? So it's funny, I post a lot of videos, as I mentioned, and my daily show on Stock Charts TV is called The Final Bar. I host the show at the closing bell every day, have a lot of interviews, I bring in a lot of guest speakers. And so my guests, sometimes are leaning more bullish on particular things. Other times they're going to be more bearish. And that's happened a lot over the last couple months, even though the S&P has been rallying from its lows in March. As we've gotten closer and closer to that key 3,400 level, which was the peak from February, I've had sort of diverging answers. Some people have been very constructive, saying we're going to blow through S&P 3,400 and continue much higher. I've had others that are a little more cautious, a little more cautionary, saying, we're overvalued. We need to pull back. We need to have a healthy 10, 15% pullback. Here are my downside targets for the S&P based on a wave count or something like that. So as I am, recording those videos, as I'm posting them on YouTube, I, usually phrase titles and descriptions based on my guest if they're there and where they're leaning. Now, what's funny is I read every comment I get on videos because I'm always trying to improve what I'm doing and become a better producer of and a better host and a better interviewer and a better speaker. So I'm always looking to see how I can improve. So I always try to read what people are saying. And I also look at thumbs up and thumbs down, likes or dislikes. And on YouTube, most of the videos that I do, very thankfully, and I think the average video tends to get way more thumbs up. People either vote thumbs up or they usually don't take the time to vote a thumbs down, usually, at least for me. But I am noticing a couple things. One, I will always get at least one thumbs down. And I feel like there may be one person, it might be someone that I wronged at some point in my career, which I don't know how that's possible because I'm a pretty nice guy. I really don't leave a lot of bad blood in my wake, but someone, I think one person at least is committed to giving a thumbs down to every video, and that's fine. It's keeps you humble. But what's interesting is when I phrase things in a more bearish light, when I talk about things correcting, when I talk about things, collapsing or the potential downside, looking at downside risk, I automatically get more thumbs down. I'll get a bunch more. And it's fun. It's noticeable. It is a statistically significant increase in thumbs down. So why do I get more thumbs down when people are bearish? I think a couple of things come to mind. Number one, we are in a pretty consistent cyclical bull market with some notable pullbacks, but overall we're going higher. And so I think in general people tend to agree when you have a bullish outlook. They tend to get very defensive when you have more of a bearish outlook, and that brings me to my second point. People get defensive about when you say something against their point of view, and I think the rise in social media is. I think propelled the average investor, the individual investor just doing their own thing, all of a sudden has the ability to weigh in with people that are posting, content and actually telling them, here's what I think. And, when we're all on financial TV and you don't have a way to interact with the talking heads, that is not a factor. But when you're posting a YouTube video and when you're posting a headline on Twitter, you immediately can get people reacting and telling you why they think you are full of it if they disagree with your thesis. But I am noticing there is a non-zero number of very bullish investors that I think have benefited a great deal, are enjoying the fact that stocks continue to go higher and higher and higher, especially led by technology, cloud names, social media names, all these names that people are very, very familiar with. As those continue to work, people are getting really angry when you start suggesting that train is going to stop or that the music is going to stop and you're caught on the wrong side of it. So my reaction to that is that's fine, and I think I'm over the fact that people will vote up or down what you're doing based on the language that you use in your overall thesis. But it reminds me that there's something wrong if you are voting thumbs up or thumbs down on anything based on whether or not you agree with their conclusions. I would hope when you're watching something, you are intentionally watching investors and strategists that disagree with you, that have a different point of view, that have a different set of tools that they're using. And again, if you are really bulled up and you are expecting things to go higher, look for things that are more cautionary, look for things that are more negative, and see what they're thinking, see how they're wired. I know from my time at financial institutions that having that bull-bear debate frequently and challenging each other's theses, was very, very helpful, and it caused you to revisit. Hold on a second. Am I sure that I have the right call here? And what is that alternative hypothesis? What would I see that would cause me to recognize that my call was wrong? So, give thumbs up and thumbs down however you want, but I would encourage you to vote and leave comments based on how you interpret someone's process or their discipline or their approaches, and be thankful of people that have a differing opinion. And that's true politically, that's true with market analysis, that's true with lifestyles and everything, because there's a lot to learn from people that have a different outlook than you.